Welcome to Network Africa. Coming up on the program, the Central Bank of Nigeria announces a new foreign exchange policy. Then, according to a report from the Voice of America, Boko Haram has opened a radio station which is broadcasting from Cameroon. And later, after much work and combined efforts from various countries, wreckage from the ill-fated Egypt Air MS-804 has been found. Welcome to the program. I am BC Adebayo. Now, come Monday, the 20th of June, Nigeria's central bank will begin a flexible foreign exchange interbank trading window to boost the supply of hard currency in the economy. The announcement was made by the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria during his media brief on the country's new foreign exchange policy. We understand that the window's exchange rate will be purely market-driven, helping with economic growth and restoring investor confidence. Now, key points from his pronouncement include the Forex market operating a single market structure, the operation of primary market dealers handling minimum volumes of $10 million, and the introduction of the OTC Forex futures market, among other guidelines. Now, without a doubt, most Nigerians are waiting to know what this means for them. And Bolson Omofaye, Channel's business editor, joins us now to break this down. Now, Bolson, first and foremost, why did it take the central bank so long to come up with these guidelines?
Well, again, you look at the structure of the economy and the structure of the markets we have, so it will have to take some time. What the central bank has done over the last 1 year plus was to fix the demand side. Again, you have the demand and supply. Supply, which is earnings from crude oil and whatever, accretion, revenues declining very rapidly. But the central bank was also looking at the other side, which was the demand, which keeps rising. So the first thing is, what do we battle first? There's little that the central bank could do with falling oil prices or any other thing. So for the first time, quickly deal with the demand side. In other words, buying those 41 items, put some restrictions on remittances or outflows, as it were, and a few other things. When you've dealt with that, you can now look at the supply side. In other words, what do the markets want? Foreign and local investors who want to engage in the market. Then they can now take a decision to say, okay, if we have a single exchange rate system in which we move arbitrage out, we reduce speculation, we make it transparent and make it global in nature, which were some of the things that the JP Morgan complained about when Nigeria was kicked out of the global emerging markets global index some months ago. Bringing those transparency in now, making the market transparent to the whole world, you wouldn't have done that 12 months ago or 2 years ago. You have to fix a few things in-house, then you open up the market, because once you open up this market the way we're going to do, you can't come back inside and say, look, I want to deal with demand. If you do this 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years ago, the demand will kill the market in less than 24 hours. And that was what happened.
So these new guidelines, what does it mean for an everyday Nigerian? Because I'm sure that there are people out there who probably don't understand what exactly this means.
Well, this would be a bit of a work in progress. It means, in simple terms, that you now have a single platform for trading currencies in Nigeria. That's what it means. A little bit like the stock market, a little bit of the equities market, in which every company who want to trade your shares would have to come to that stock exchange officially. Any trading done after that, outside the market, is illegal. So you now have a Nigerian FX market in which you have participants hitherto that were not there. The central bank days of playing the big elephant in the room has been reduced because central bank does not have such big ticket, big fat money to sit on in terms of exchange earnings. Therefore, you now allow the market to have oil companies those who are exporting cashew or cocoa or cola nuts, or who are exporting music, whatever, arts and entertainment, who are bringing, who wants to bring inflows in, can now be part of that market. This is no longer a market just for the banks as we had in years and decades past. Now, everyone who will be part of this market will be those who have what it takes, and the guidelines are being set. So for the common man, you now have a market in which the arbitraging and speculation around bureau de change is now being seriously stifled, if not totally removed, and the ability for people to see that Naira can go up and go down depending on market forces, not just the one arbitrarily done for decades by the central bank itself. So the regulator have seen, look, we've walked this path for 1, 10, 20, 30 years. It doesn't work. Our resources in terms of foreign exchange earnings is not unlimited. The money doesn't go on trees. Therefore, since there could be serious impact on our inflows, we need to control the outflows as well. We need to therefore create a market in which we only need to intervene only when necessary.
Now, looking at, for instance, EcoBank research came up with the predictions of what to expect to the Forex market in the coming week, saying that it might trade at about between 280.
A bit of a consensus around 280 to 350. Of course, there's been a consensus today. A lot of analysts within and outside Nigeria have been looking at what will be the market open on Monday. Some were looking at between 280 to 350 as the ceiling. I haven't seen any figure above that. That gives us some measure of confidence that, okay, if the private market had gone up to 300, 350, 360, if we're taking off the official market around 200, 280, perhaps that is a bit of a realistic value of the Naira at this new market, and that would be a good way to start. Again, as you reach a kind of a plateau in which supply begins to come in, then you see this pressure, supply pressure, pushing demands down a little bit, and Naira will begin to modulate based on availability of supply and, of course, what the demand of the market. And if there's going to be extra pressure, the central bank will do what you call the trigger, or will provide a circuit breaker, which is provide some inflow to intervene at the secondary window.
All right, thank you, Bolson, for coming on the program.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, staying on the subject of economics, let's take a look at what's happening in Uganda. A village in the East African country has launched a savings and loans program to help both refugees and their hosts start businesses. The project started 2 years ago and has mobilized over 139 community members and is helping support farmers and small business owners. It's imperative to note that Uganda allows refugees to have access to the same services as Ugandan nationals during the right to work and establish their own business.
Rebecca is entertaining her customers at a small shop in Ruwamwanja, southwest Uganda. Rebecca is a refugee from the Democratic Republic of Congo. She fled her country in 2012 when fighting broke out in her village back home. She says she had nothing when she arrived in Uganda, but through a savings and loan program, she now runs a drink stall in her host country.
I had nothing. I just used to walk around, but today I'm doing much better. I have livestock, a home, and other assets.
Violent unrest in eastern Congo in recent years has seen tens of thousands of refugees cross into neighboring Uganda for shelter. 2 years ago, Rebecca joined a project known as the Village and Savings and Loan Program, a community credit facility that allows refugees access cheap credit. Members are allowed to borrow and save under the project.
I started with $30 and I got another $30 from the group, and I started to trade in sodas and beer. I went on to back the loan. Then I decided to put up my own store.
Micro-lending is known to help grow businesses, according to researchers, and has also contributed towards families managing their budgets in some areas. It has also helped give women power to make decisions in the family. By early December last year, Uganda had become home to almost 511,000 refugees and asylum seekers, the highest number ever in the country's history.
Coming up on the program, According to reports from the Voice of America, Boko Haram has opened a radio station which is broadcasting from Cameroon. Please stay with us.